America. So welcome everyone. We are very happy to have you here. Just in case some of you missed it before, we have a great program committee here. Marc Salomon, the Dean of the Amsterdam Business School and a professor in analytics, will give the main presentation. Hans Ammann, also professor, is the program director, and he will also answer questions. And we have Simon from the admissions office to answer all your questions about the entry requirements. Now I will give the floor to Marc Salomon for the main presentation.
Yeah, welcome everybody. It's great to see that there are so many international students or people interested in this program. I will tell a little bit about the contents of the program and also show some examples of applications of business analytics, and also discuss, of course, the job opportunities that you have afterwards and what it is to study at the University of Amsterdam. But please feel free, if you have additional questions, to ask them in the Q&A. Also, I wanted to say that this will be recorded, this session, and afterwards you could look back to the session if you want to look at it again or have some additional questions or so. Now, first question is, of course, if you look to such a program, you want, of course, to know what is it, business analytics. Now, for me, it is discovering hidden patterns in large amounts of data. And in the case of business analytics, it is in business data. And what do you need for that? For that, you will need computers, you will need brain power, and you will need some knowledge about business. About marketing, about finance, and so on. And for what reason are you doing this? You do business analytics to take better business decisions. That is the main goal of what you are studying, to take better business decisions using computers, brain power, and business knowledge. Now, of course, this is very abstract, so I wanted to discuss some examples. If you go to the internet and you search for something with Google, for instance, with a search engine, in the results page, you will see all kinds of banners. And those banners are there because the companies that want to sell something to you. And in order to be there, they pay a little amount to have these banners on the result page. And the amount that they pay, that is determined by an algorithm, and in this study you will learn how to build this kind of algorithms. I have a small movie to show you how this works.
As if websites were newspapers. You'd buy the top banner at a specific site for a month, hoping to catch the eye of your target audience, praying for a few clicks along the way. A lot's changed. Today, it's about real-time bidding, or RTB. Advertisers now pay only for the impressions they want at the price they choose. It's all done automatically, in real time, with multiple buyers bidding for each impression, around the clock, on millions of sites. Lots of technology moving at blazing speeds. TLV Media makes sense of it all by analyzing billions of ad impressions a day, figuring out who's clicking on what, where, and what they did next. Our RTB engine programmatically makes over 200,000 decisions per second, analyzing over 200 parameters per user at 10 milliseconds per decision. It's the art of showing the right ads to the right folks. Watching user reactions, our algorithms evaluate the strategy, tweak the plan, check results, and start again to make it even better. How much better?
Yeah, as I said, this is a technique that you will learn in our program. You will learn how to set the prices, how to build yourself such an algorithm. A second example is from the travel industry. If you search for a vacation, you will most certainly look also to the pictures. And we are doing research, and we will learn you how to do this, to determine which type of people do like which type of pictures. So some people like pictures of beaches, very colored pictures. Other people like black and white pictures. And what we are doing and what we learn you to do is show the best picture to the best person in order to maximize the probability that you will book this vacation. So, of course, the question is, how can you sell vacations? And we'll learn you which pictures to show to people that want to go on vacation in order to maximize the probability that this vacation is booked. It's very interesting to see which type of people, which type of pictures like the most. A third example, and that is also an example that I give because in this study on business analytics, you not only learn knowledge that is interesting to business, but also you will learn and you will get information that is interesting to governments and other organizations. We are doing a lot of projects with the Municipality of Amsterdam. And this is, for instance, a project that we do based on the pictures that the cameras in the city take. We try to detect garbage in order to reduce the nuisance of garbage. And automatically we do this. So we analyze the pictures. And if garbage is detected, action can be taken. And what we will learn you in this study is how to analyze this type of pictures. So how to analyze pictures from, in this case, security cameras in order to detect garbage. And that has, of course, a lot to do with artificial intelligence. And another project that we are doing is to detect which people are renting out their houses by Airbnb. And then we check whether they comply with the rules. So we do both projects for the Municipality of Amsterdam. And as I said, we will learn you in this study the techniques to do this kind of analysis. We also pay some attention to law. And this study can also be used to analyze legal documents. In the previous example, I showed you how to analyze pictures. We will also learn you how to analyze automatically text, and in this case, legal documents. That's also done by artificial intelligence, and we will learn you the artificial intelligence techniques to analyze documents, and here, in this case, legal documents. This was a
autonomous
Tom. We organized a summer school for students, and the students learned to program an autonomous car. This was a small autonomous car, but it's a real autonomous car in the sense that it can do everything that a real autonomous car can do. And the challenge for the students was to program this autonomous car and then race against each other. And we will learn you how to build this software to program this car. Another example from the University of Amsterdam is the research on deepfakes. Deepfakes are nasty movies, and I will show you a deepfake. They are also made by artificial intelligence.
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-minute papers with Dr. Károly Zsolnai Fehér. It is important for you to know that everybody can make deepfakes now. You can turn your head around. Mouth movements are looking great, and eye movements are also translated into the target footage. And of course, as we always say, 2 more papers down the line, and it will be even better and cheaper than this.
Of course, we will learn you how deepfakes work. The reason that I'm showing this example is that people at UvA are also researching the effects of deepfakes. So the questions like, are people that look to deepfakes, are they influenced? And this kind of behavioral questions, we will also learn you how to find answers to these questions in this study. And then the last example, that's an example on explainable AI. And those are also dealing with the ethical questions around artificial intelligence. And in this case, a car, you can imagine if you build software for a car, for an autonomous car, at some point in time, the car has to take decisions, and sometimes very difficult decisions on how to avoid accidents. And this movie shows a little bit the difficult questions that artificial intelligence software has to deal with. And if you design this software, you have to think about. It is showing that in this study, we look to the application of artificial intelligence and analytics to business problems, but also to problems of municipality. And we also look to the ethical side. And that's what I wanted to show by showing these examples to you. Then the next question is, why has analytics and also business analytics become so popular? One of the reasons is that there is a lot of data available now, and that is mainly due to the internet. So the amount of data has increased tremendously. And yeah, using this data, you can make all kinds of very nice analysis, of course. The second reason is that computers have become faster and larger, and also cheaper. And the third reason is because the algorithms have become much more clever. When I studied myself econometrics, I could make models just by numbers. So I made models for numbers only. But nowadays you could also analyze images and text. And that is not only because the computers have become faster, but also the new algorithms have been developed, new methods of making calculations. And that's a third very important reason. Now, why have we started this bachelor? As I said, data has become more crucial. New technologies, in particular artificial intelligence, have come up. New business models have appeared, like you can see from Google. They sell via the internet, not via physical shops. So that's a new business model. And also, and that is of course very important for you, there are great job opportunities. So many jobs in this area, in all kinds of nice companies, traditional companies like traditional banks, but also new companies like Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And those are the most important reasons why we have started this new bachelor program. Now, some details about the program. What do you learn in this program? Now, the most important thing that you will learn is to carry out yourself independently a business analytics project. So apply analytics to business problems. And that contains of several steps, such a project. It starts out by asking the right business question. So for instance, how could I optimize my profits? Or how could I become very ethical as a company? In order to answer this question, you need to collect data. And of course, very often that's not straightforward. You need to clean and to pre-process the data. We will learn all of this in this study. Then you need to store it. It's of course huge amounts of data, and you have to be very clever on where and how to store these enormous amounts of data. Then you build the mathematical models or the artificial intelligence models, the optimization models, the econometric models. You will learn in this study of all these different kinds of models, how to build them. And then once your model has been built, it generates answers. But the difficulty here is how to communicate and visualize these answers to other people. You must communicate your answers to other people. How do you do this in the best way? And finally, you need to implement your model. So build a model that can be used for day-to-day use in a certain case. Now, what do you need in order to be able to do this? We have designed a curriculum that consists of A, B, and C. A is analytics. So you will learn the basic mathematics that is needed for this. You will learn the statistics, econometric or prediction models, and you will learn about operations research or optimization models. Those are in the category analytics, a very important pillar of our study. Then the second pillar is business. You will learn about finance, marketing, strategy, operations, logistics, distribution, human resource management, HRM, economics, and ethics and law. That's the second very important pillar that you will learn, the business pillar. And the third pillar is computer science. You will learn to program or to code or to develop software yourself. You will learn how to manage very large amounts of data. And you will learn the artificial intelligence techniques that I showed in the examples previously also. So our curriculum, and that's very important, is interesting to people that like analytics, that like business, and that like computer science. And of course, in this study, you also learn how to combine these three. That's a very special thing of this study. You will learn how to use them all together. And you will learn that in all the practical case studies that we have in each course, and also during the thesis projects and other projects that we are doing during this study. What are the most important characteristics of our curriculum? A bachelor is normally a 3-year program. You will learn a lot of theory, but very important in this program, and I said that also before, it's also very much hands-on. So we will really learn you how to build your own software and how to solve these problems from business, hands-on. Not only theory, but also practice, very important in this program. We have many guest lectures from people that are working in the industry and do data science in the industry. For instance, in banks or at the government, and they will show you what they do in practice and which type of problems they are dealing with. You have the opportunity to do an exchange, so to visit another university and do part of the study in the 3rd year of the bachelor abroad at another university. We have all kinds of partner universities where we work with in other countries, and you can study part of the study in other countries. There is also the opportunity to work in companies as a data scientist or business analytics person in an internship. So we have very good contacts to many companies. I'll show you some of the brands at the next slide. And we have arrangements with these companies that you can there do an internship and get some experience in what it is to do hands-on work in a company, at the government or non-profit organization in data science. And after this bachelor, you will have a broad choice of master programs. Of course, the most prominent be our own masters in data science and business analytics, but also some other programs, like we have also a research masters for people that want to become researcher afterwards. But there are also many other studies that you could do after that you have completed this bachelor program. As I said, we have many contacts with companies where you could do an internship or write your thesis. Traditional companies like traditional banks such as ABN AMRO or ING, but also very modern companies like Google, Amazon, TomTom. As I said, we find it very important that you not only learn the theory, but also learn the practice and how to apply the practice in real life situations. That's very important in this program. Now, why should you study at the University of Amsterdam in Amsterdam? Now, there are several reasons. One reason is that the university is very well known and in the international rankings, quality rankings, very high ranked. And the second reason is, of course, Amsterdam. Amsterdam is a very nice and interesting city, a very nice city to live and to study also. It's a very multicultural city, of course, and we offer excellent student facilities. We have a lot, and they're also because we got many questions in previous sessions on what we are doing in these times where we teach also online. We have set all kinds of activities in these times also around COVID to help you to have a fantastic study time even nowadays. Like we have a mentoring program where you get your personal mentor to discuss also your questions with and to do also some social activities. And we have a lot of support and guidance, and we try to help everywhere. And we even made a complete TV studio where we invite also students to do the lectures. So we have done a lot of activities and a lot of effort to have a very nice study time in this COVID time. And hopefully when you start your study, that has been ended. But if it has not been ended, we have a lot of facilities in place to try to give you a fantastic study time. Now, when can you enter our program? You will need mathematics. As I said, our program is a combination of analytics, business, and computer science. And for that, it's needed that you have mathematics B or an equivalent. You need a secondary school diploma, VWO or equivalent. And there is also the admissions officer, Simon, present in this call. You could ask him questions, but you could also go to this website, uva.nl/admissions-feb. There you will also find all kinds of answers to questions on admissions. Now, to summarize, before we deal with your questions, this program, I think, is a very nice program for people that like the combination of analytics, business, and computer science. And I think if you really like that, then this is a fantastic program to do. there are, as I said, many opportunities to do an internship or do part of the study abroad in another country. We have a very good reputation at UvA, and the city of Amsterdam is a very nice city to study. And the fourth reason, afterwards you will have a broad range of masters that you can enter. Of course, after that you have done these masters, there are many very good job opportunities if you have done this study. Now that's a little bit my story, the things that I wanted to tell you. I will suggest that we will now return to our moderator and go through your questions that you have asked in the Q&A.
Yes, thank you very much, Marc, for this very interesting and fascinating talk. We will start with the first question. That is from Marcelo. How does this program differ from a similar degree such as econometrics? I think maybe Hans or Marc can answer that question.
Shall I give it a try?
Yes, please.
First of all, econometrics is a rather theoretical track or theoretical curriculum in comparison to this curriculum. If you look at the ABC formula, which that Marc presented, the econometrics program is very concentrated in the A and the C part, and far less in the B part of the program. Furthermore, econometrics generally focuses on issues in economics. That means things like how does the prices change, what's the labor market doing, macroeconomic development, etc. That's also, could say, the type of jobs where econometricians end up. In this curriculum, we focus on data problems or business analytic issues in organizations, businesses like Google and banks, etc., but also in non-governmental organizations like a university, for instance, and all types of organizations deal with data and need data scientists to solve their issues or to run their business. So, I could say the differences between econometrics and this study are quite distinct. First of all, it has to do with being very theoretical and methodological driven, like with econometrics. And here we are focused on solving issues, problems, dealing with data problems in organizations on a practical level.
Thank you, Hans. The next question is from Jona and got a lot of likes as well. In what way are you able to apply this bachelor in future jobs?
Yeah, maybe I could say a few words about that.
Yes, please.
If you look, we sometimes do the analysis. On LinkedIn, you will find in the Netherlands about 1,000 jobs on business analytics and data science. So there is a lot of demand for people with the combination of A, B, and C. And in this bachelor, you will learn the combination of A, B, and C. So I would say there are so many job opportunities for people that have done this bachelor nowadays. That's my answer.
Thank you. The next question is from Thomas about the application process. So how, if you want to do this, how can you actually start to make sure that you can start in September 21?
Maybe a question for Simon?
Yes, yeah, Simon?
Yes, well, so the application procedure is as follows. First, you need to apply for the program in StudyLink, which is the nationwide application which is used by all institutes of higher education in the Netherlands to apply for a program. After you've successfully submitted your request for registration for a program, you will be sent to what we call the student self-service tool, where you will find all the next steps in order to complete your application. And one of these steps is also to apply your application for or submit an application form in Embark. All this information, all these steps can also be found on our website. So I would strongly suggest to take a look at the website. It should answer most of the questions. And once you submit the application, the admissions board will evaluate whether A, you meet the general entry requirement of a previous education equivalent to a Dutch VWO diploma, and B, if you meet the mathematics requirement. And C, in some cases, students may be asked to take an extra mathematics test. On our website, you can also find practice tests and some extra study materials, so you know which knowledge you should have at hand, or you can prepare for this test. I guess maybe I could pass the question back to Hans. What maybe the plan is regarding StudyLink, because we're still in the process of accreditation, which was also a question.
Actually, we finished the accreditation for the Bachelor last week. So we got the green light from the accreditation board. So this Bachelor will be is accredited now. At least formally we will get the stamp at the end of the year, and then it will be available with a so-called CROHO label in Duo. That's the administrative system where you can apply for this Bachelor.
Yes,
so it will be available in Duo, so the normal accreditation process within the Dutch framework. And similarly, but that's better for you to answer, Simon, if you're interested from outside the Netherlands through the admission process.
Yes, well, the process I referred to in Embark is for all the international applicants, students who will be updating their VWO with Mathematics B, which is the extra entry requirement for this program. It all goes automatically. I mean, you will have to participate in UvA matching, of course, and you can register for this yourself. But once you submit a study link and the system recognizes you will be doing the correct courses, the admission part will go automatically.
Thank you for that. And of course, we are very happy about the accreditation. The next question is from Julian. Can you see this study as artificial intelligence for business? I think maybe a question for Hans or Marc.
Shall I make a start, Marc, or do you want to make a start?
Very nice question. I would say yes, but you learn also a bit more. We not only learn you artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is one of the techniques. We also learn you the more traditional econometric methods for business. And we will learn you also optimization techniques, so operations research for business. So yes, you will learn a lot of artificial intelligence and you will learn how to apply that in business, but you will learn more of the analytics techniques also.
Nice, thank you. And the next question is, what is the typical difference for this business analytic program compared to business analytics at the VU or the new program in Maastricht?
First of all, the VU is a 5-year program, and it's driven from the science faculty and not from the business school. This is typically, and it has to do with the ABC taxonomy that Marc highlighted in his presentation. We are very strong focused on what's going on in terms of data science in organization and less on the technique. That's also one of the key differences between this curriculum and econometrics. You get mathematics, you get statistics, but in relation to the focus on organizations and the use of data science for solving real life problems.
Yeah, so there is less focus in these programs on the business side, so on finance, marketing, and that's a very important notion. Like what Hans said, business analytics at the Free University is a study in the mathematics and computer science department at the Free University. So they're very good in mathematics and computer science, but they have no business people. So they have no people that teach finance or marketing and so on. And that's a big difference with our program.
Thank you for clarifying that. The next question is from Ika. What are some of your partner universities for the third year abroad study? Maybe I can answer that question. We do have, we are very proud, we have a really big network of partner universities really all over the world. There's also a nice website that I can share in the chat in a minute when we answer the next question. It's where you can really see an overview of all the universities. We have partner universities in the States, really on every continent, basically. So there's a broad range to choose. We both offer global exchange all around the world. You can even go to Australia, but we also have partner universities in Europe, really good partner universities. So it depends a bit what you are interested in. And it's one of the reasons why many students choose for our university, actually, because it's a really great chance to study abroad. The next question is from Hubert. To what extent is the course connected to data science? Does it provide skills that can be used in areas of knowledge other than business, science, or engineering?
Yeah, now I already told a little bit about that. I showed some examples from governmental and non-profit organizations. But the artificial intelligence or operations research techniques that you will learn here, you could also use them in other areas, like in engineering or in healthcare. They're rather generic, but the main training will be on the application in business, but you can also apply them in other areas, of course, but you don't learn a lot about these other areas. So you don't learn a lot about healthcare or health. So the techniques can be used, but you don't know so much about the functional domains.
Yeah,
thank you.
One of the upper questions was, how does this relate to technische bedrijfskunde, industrial engineering? Industrial engineering is typically it's dealing with problems in the engineering domain, like warehousing, queuing systems, and that type of problems, which are not normally treated in a business school. So topic-wise, there's quite a difference between what's treated in an industrial engineering school and what we do in the business school. Although the methodologies can be the same. Yeah. The math.
In an engineering school where technische bedrijfskunde is, it is more about transport, logistics, distribution planning, inventory planning, more on the operations side. Whereas we teach, apart from operations, also finance, marketing, HR, and that's what you typically get less in these engineering departments with technische bedrijfskunde.
Thank you for that. I wanted to add something because there were some questions also about StudyLink and when it will be open and the application. What you can do is, if you are interested or if you want to get an update by us about that, you can leave your email address on the program page of Business Analytics, and then you will receive an update about when you can apply exactly. The next question was, how many students do you expect to take in the 2021 intake?
We are planning in the longer run, after a few years, to accommodate about 150 students per year in the first year. You never know how many will apply could say when we start this program. That could be less, but that's not an issue. But could say in the longer run, we're planning for about 150 a year.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. Where will you post the video recording afterwards was also a question. I can answer that. The video will be posted on the program page of Business Analytics, so you will find the recording there. And then the next question is, that one we already covered, right? With why you should choose the UvA above the FU, right? I think we already mentioned that. Or you already discussed that, or would one of you like to add something about that?
I would like to stress that the program of the VU is a 5-year program. We offer a 4-year program, but the focus at the UvA is from the business school. So we're our main focus is on business applications and the connection from the business school with the surrounding companies and organizations in Amsterdam and the region of Amsterdam.
Thank you about that, to clarify that again. Then we have another question about, those two are actually similar. How much overlap is there with the artificial intelligence bachelor? And maybe we will do that one first, actually.
You want to do this, Marc?
Bachelor, yeah. Now, the artificial intelligence bachelor also provides basics in statistics and mathematics. That's what you also find here. Then it will also provide you an introduction into coding. So you will learn in both studies how to code. And then you will learn, of course, also about machine learning and artificial intelligence techniques in both studies. In our study, you will, aside from that, also learn the business areas, so marketing, finance, and so on. You will not learn that in the Bachelor Artificial Intelligence, but instead you will have more courses in the Bachelor Artificial Intelligence on programming and on artificial intelligence. So the time that we spent for the rest on how to apply artificial intelligence to business is spent in the Bachelor Artificial Intelligence on learning you more about the techniques.
Very nice, thank you. The next question, how flexible is this bachelor when later pursuing master's degree? Can you, for example, do your master's in econometrics?
We're planning at this moment to also have an accreditation of a master program in business analytics. So you could say the natural process would be that you have you go from the Bachelor Business Analytics to the master program of business analytics. In order to have, as this is about over 4 years now, but given the current situation, if you would move now from a bachelor to a master of econometrics, you need some additional courses to be able to enroll. But the normal course will be in the future is that you do a master in business analytics along of similar, could say, with the same sort of composition, but at a more advanced level as the bachelor.
Thank you. The next question, is there a selection? Simon, can you say something about that?
Well, the answer is simple. There's not a selection. For this program, you need to meet the entry requirements. So both VWO level or comparable and a sufficient level in mathematics. And a mandatory part of the application is participating in UvA matching. If you do not participate in matching, your application will also be closed, but there is no numbers fixes procedure.
Okay, thank you. What is the percentage math, data science, and percentage business? Is the next question.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. We have this A, B, and C, analytics, business, and computer science. And I would say, roughly speaking, it's 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. But there is also, of course, many courses that deal with both or the three at the same time. Like you get a lot of assignments where you both have to use techniques, knowledge about the domain, so knowledge about marketing or finance, and where you have to program something. So yes, there is this distinction between the three, but there are many courses where you learn about the overlap, about the use of the three at the same time. And those are, of course, the most interesting assignments, but because those assignments you will also need in your future jobs.
And it also differs over the 3 years. So you start in the first year with relatively a large percentage of analytics, and then that smooths out to the second and the third year, and then the focus will be mainly on the business and also on the data processing.
Thank you. The next question, I think we covered already, actually. I will continue with what are the career opportunities? Like, can I be a software engineer, for example?
Shall I make a start, Marc? Actually, before we started this bachelor, we did a sort of labor market survey with the Foundation of Economic Research at the University of Amsterdam to see what are the job opportunities at this stage for data scientists. And that's quite well, as Marc already mentioned. We expect that in the next 2 years, there is a sort of demand for data scientists for about 50,000 additional positions in the market with all strands of organizations and all throughout the Dutch society. That's only the Netherlands. So actually, there is a quite expected large demand for data scientists. And as you see, as you can see in the program, basically data programming and data processing is a substantial part of the curriculum. As such, you're a data programmer, or what was the phrase, the exact phrase for it?
Software engineer.
Software. You're basically a software engineer. A software engineering, as such, is a subject treated in the curriculum.
Yeah. So yes, you can become a software engineer, but you're a special type of software engineer. The software engineer with a lot of knowledge about business and how to apply analytics in business.
Thank you for that. One more question: will there also be business projects or cases during the math and statistics courses in the first year?
Yeah, go ahead, Marc.
Yeah, it is in all the courses we do practical work. So everywhere you apply mathematics and statistics hands-on. The cases become larger later in the program. So in the beginning of the program, those are small cases because you don't have so much business knowledge. So not so much knowledge about the application area. The more knowledge you get about the application area, the larger the cases will become. But also in year one, there will be a lot of application work. So a lot of case studies also from the beginning on. That's what we find very important at the design of this program.
Thank you for that. The next question is, what are the growth opportunities for this major? I think we already covered that, but does one of you, we already mentioned a bit, what kind of masters you can do afterwards, right? But is there something you would like to add to that?
Maybe Hans, you want to say a few words?
I have a little bit of problem with the question. What do you mean with growth opportunities? Could you be a little bit more specific? Growth,
yes.
As professionally, intellectually, academically?
Yes, it's a very broad question.
So maybe you could add it somewhere down the queue.
Yeah, add it down the queue, and we will get.
Bottom line, you could say that all the jobs that require people in data science, business analytics, artificial intelligence, you have very good chances of getting recruited for those jobs. And that's at the job market. And also you have entrance to many master programs after this bachelor. And in particular, of course, the masters in business analytics at our own university, but also at other universities.
Thank you. The next question, I can answer that. It's a short question. Is the study 4 years? No, it's a bachelor study that actually lasts 3 years. Then we have another question: how many students take part in this study? That one we already answered. And what percentage, or the expected numbers, Hans already mentioned that, and what percentage of those students is international? We don't know yet, of course, because it's, we have to see, it depends on the applications, but usually at our faculty, we have a high number of international students, and I think it's about 40%, and they're from all over the world. So it's also really nice international environment to study in. Another advantage of study at our university.
Can I correct something? I said
of
it
course
was a 4-year program, but that's meaning the bachelor is 3 years, like Paula mentioned, and 1 year for the master. So if you do the whole stretch to the master level, and actually that's what's the normal procedure in the Netherlands, and it's a total of 3 + 1 is 4.
Yes, very good. Yes, thank you for clarifying that. Let me see. These are very specific questions, I think, about the diploma that is on the website. The study link question, I already put that in the answered questions as well, but I can mention it again. If you want updates on when you can find the program and study link, you can use, maybe my colleague can also share it in the chat. You can leave your email address on the program page of Business Analytics, and then you will receive an update about that. So those questions I can dismiss. Let me see what else there is. Do you also get subjects like cognitive psychology and logic, just like artificial intelligence? No, right?
No.
And then, is there any email that we could contact you? Someone wants to get in touch with Simon with admissions. There was a link posted in the chat where you can find the admissions criteria and also the link to the admissions office. What job opportunities are available for international bachelor students? I'm interested because I'm planning to work part-time, but I have not found any information about jobs for international students in Amsterdam. That's maybe, does one of you want to say something about that, or shall I give it a try? I think
maybe, but there is a legal point to this, and maybe Simon knows it better than me. Simon, with respect to working of our students, or
sorry, I think I just missed the question by Marc.
What the job opportunities are for international students. I think the student means already during the bachelor.
I'm not entirely sure either. I think first-year students are not allowed to work, at least not legally. And at the university, for example, there are jobs as student assistants or research assistants, but you need a number of educational credits already earned to be able to. For example, we have students working at the admissions office, but they're all second-year students who have already earned their first 60 credits, so the entire first year. And depending on how many credits they have, they can work from 8 up until 19 hours. Does that answer the question?
Yes, I think it does, yeah. Let me see. There's another question. What is UvA matching about? Maybe Simon, you can give a quick answer about that.
So UvA matching, it's an extra test. It consists of a cognitive part and a mathematics part, where the entrance level is tested. It's not a binding test, but it does give you an advice if this is a good program for you. So am I actually good enough in mathematics to do well in this entry level that they're testing me on right now? And the cognitive part, you will have to study literature from first-year courses. Does this interest me? Am I well enough to keep up with this kind of literature? It's like an answer for yourself. Is this a good match for me?
Thank you. That's a really good question. I'm just scrolling.
Maybe Paula, because we have answered many questions.
Yes.
Probably close the session a little bit.
I was thinking the same, yeah.
what is your suggestion about the unanswered questions? Could we take them and answer them in some way, or how? What would you suggest here? Or students send you an email, maybe? And the second thing is, probably you could explain if students want to register for this study or get additional information, where to send your email to.
Yeah. My colleague actually already posted the form that you need to fill out to receive more information. That's in the chat. You can find it, the link. So please fill that out to get all the updates on StudyLink and any other relevant updates of this information, because I was scrolling onto the questions, and Marc has a good point. We are almost at the end of our session, and most of the questions were already answered actually, and others are quite specific. If you have still like questions for the admissions office, for example, you can find the contact details in the link that Simon posted before, because I saw some specific questions about that. But yes, thank you very much all for joining. We were very happy to have you and to get so many questions and so many participants from different countries. And we very much hope to see you next year when you start the program at our faculty.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.